All right, our attention falls on to the next game against Brighton and Hove Albion, who have been competitive against us. Actually, their win record against us is amongst the best amongst any other Premier League team. They have won about 7 or 15 matches against us in the Premier League era, which is like 47% win rate. That's higher than any other team has
Yeah.
against us. And on Old Trafford, also, they have beaten us the last couple of times. It has usually been the start of seasons. What do you make of this game, Arush? Where do you see this one go?
Yeah, I think Brighton at home have really been an Achilles heel for us. Last two times when we have faced it has been the Eric Ten Hag team right at the beginning of the season. And I think it was first game for Eric Ten Hag in the Premier League when we lost that 2-1, and after that went on to lose 4-0 to Brentford, and which is when I think Eric Ten Hag decided that this group of players can't play what I want to play. So he started his journey towards transition football, so to say. And even last year, I think we were found out early in the season, and that uh, pretty much set us up for a bad season in the Premier League. Hopefully, now we are coming on back of a draw against Liverpool, extra time draw, and then penalties win against Arsenal, and a comeback win against Bournemouth. So there is some sort of momentum, hopefully, although in the previous game against Southampton, we were pretty bad for the 80 minutes or so, which is why these are not great signs for us. Brighton has been fairly consistent, difficult team to defeat. I think last 6, 7 games they haven't really been beaten. I think a few draws and a couple of wins in FA Cup and the last one against Ipswich. So it will be a tough game. It won't be an easy one for us. It will be another test for this United squad, and they will have to step up and earn their victory here.
Yeah, I mean, we've already lost against them this season. One very good stat which I found was the last 11 goals we have scored against Brighton have all come in the second half. It shows me how resilient the team is to break down and how maybe we haven't made the best starts in these games.
Yeah,
Maybe that is something which needs to change. Us starting well and us starting on the positive foot, the game being at Old Trafford,
yeah,
changing the momentum a bit, trying to find that early pass and early shot, trying to unnerve their keeper, trying to have a shot on target, maybe. Uh, we
yeah,
have seen that we are doing a lot of patient build-ups right now,
yeah,
and shots don't come by that very often, which is why it'll be very important who starts in the number 9 role in this game.
yeah.
I mean, I feel Zirkzee has made a good account of himself in the last couple of games. He played very well against Arsenal, came back against, came from in Southampton game as well, and did a played a great game, played really good balls, and it was only after Zirkzee was introduced in the Southampton game that we saw a bit
Yeah,
of
the XG
forward
before
momentum.
Zugzi was introduced and Hoyland was on the pitch, and the XG after I think was dramatically different. So I
Hmm.
think it does make a little bit of a difference. But as we were talking about it in the review of the Southampton game, it's just a little different style of play that the team has to sort of position or reposition themselves to, because with Hoyland you have a bit of a target man. Although he hasn't been doing great, but you have that target man who you could channelize your play towards. But with Zirkzee, him joining in the midfield, I think it becomes all about the either of the number 10 or the wing backs making those overlapping runs. So that will be critical. And now with Dallo back, I would presume that it is again Mazarawi and Dallo on the wing backs, and Bruno and Ahmad play that number 10 role. So I think both Bruno and Ahmad's pedigree to score goals will become critical in this one.
Yeah, I mean, we've both seen Ahmad play in both the roles in the last game, and we realized how more effective Ahmad was in the number 10 role. So, yeah, maybe the
So basically, I
experiment of
think it will
Ahmad
come
on.
down to whether you want to start Garnacho or one of the wing backs. Like Dallo has had a bit of a
Hmm,
break.
hmm,
So Dallo
hmm.
may start is what I am thinking. Maybe Mazraoui gets a bit of a break if Ahmad has to play on the wing. Otherwise, Ahmad and Bruno start and Garnacho is benched again. So I think it will again come down to whether Garnacho plays or one of the traditional wing backs so to play.
Some positive team news we also heard from Amorim that Mount and Luke Shaw are training well.
I think Mount
Uh,
is still a little further away.
it's a
For
little further, but yeah,
for Luke
Luke
Shaw, he
Shaw is
mentioned
about
maybe
to
a
come in.
week or two. He
Yeah.
could be back. So I think yeah, that will be critical. Luke Shaw can play that left centre back role, giving a little bit of a breather to Martinez. He can also play the wing back role, although I don't think he will be put in that spot straight away. It will take some time for him to start playing that spot because it demands a lot of physical rigor. I don't think he will be up to speed for that. So yeah, looking forward to that. But another big question for me is the fact that we were overrun in midfield against Southampton. How do we set up here? Do you think with Ugarte having played 60 odd minutes and Menu being really tired, is it still worth giving that pair a go, or has Collier made enough of a case for him to start?
I don't think Brighton is a very good game for Collier to start. To be very honest, I think Mainu just had an off day because we have seen this pair, Mainu and Ugarte, do a number against the Arsenal midfield and the
Hmm.
Liverpool midfield as well. They held themselves together and made really good passing moves. Especially, I'm especially very impressed by Ugarte, who can break the attacks of the opposition and start something
Yeah,
of
and
their
his
own. And
passing
he
has been
has that.
fairly good as well. Yeah,
Exactly. And he does create something, a pre-assist sort of situation
yeah,
almost all the time. He does go into the tackle.
yeah,
He can make the transitions happen faster. So we are seeing the best of Ugarte. It will be very surprising to see him benched, even though he's been playing all the games in the past few days.
yeah.
And Menu, I think. We'll see the best of Menu once he starts getting consistent minutes. So I don't think it'll be a good idea to
I
bench
think it
Menu either.
probably may be a little bit of a task for him during the summer break this year to become better physically. I think we've seen some of these players make that transition, especially when they're young. Is then suddenly after one summer they come really bulked up and they are able to deal with the physicality, deal with have a better stamina to last the 90 minutes, etc. So I think that is one critical transition or a shift that is required from him because today he can't do 90 minutes week weekend midweek. Today I don't think he has it in him. So maybe he got a 45-minute breather last one. He's fit enough to start.
Okay. On that note, let's have the starting lineup where we see Onana starting, obviously.
Yeah.
Who do you think the three center backs would be?
I think we return to the team that played against Arsenal in defense. We have Maguire, Delict, and Martinez playing this one. I think it becomes very critical for us to maybe protect Euro a little bit in this one. Having seen what happened against Sulemana in the previous game, you will most likely have Mitoma on that wing, and Mitoma can be very, very tricky to deal with. And although we
Mhm.
might play a little more compact, and if Mazarawi is playing right wing back, he will jump in support as well. But I would protect Euro in this one. I would play Delict, Maguire, and Martinez. Hopefully, they can deal with Welbeck, who is returning from injury, returning to Old Trafford, and I think he did score in the previous one as well.
He
So,
did. He opened the scoring.
yeah,
Welbeck opened the scoring, and João Pedro was the one who scored in 90th plus fifth minute
correct.
to give us the loss in the last game.
Yeah. In fact, that was also one of those games, right, where we had played well, but deserved maybe at least a draw, but ended up on the
Yeah.
losing side. Okay, coming back to the 11 wingbacks, who do you think will be the wingbacks?
I think Mazurai and Dalo will be the wing backs in this one.
Yeah,
Because Mazurai will keep a hold of Mitoma and help whoever is the center back in that area.
I agree. I agree. The only question is, do we make a case for Ahmad to continue at the wingback role, especially having scored a hat trick there? But I maybe we require a little bit more solidarity in this game. So it can
Mhm.
be Mazraoui Dallo, Ugarte Menu, and then Bruno Ahmad and Zirkzee or Hoyland.
I think Hoyland again starts for me, even though Zirkzee has given. Because, see, my logic is Hoyland needs that some sort of confidence. He needs to go on a run. He is our main number nine. Uh, the ideal United way, which I see us playing, has a traditional number nine, which is Højlund.
Yeah.
And even though he hasn't been on top of his forms, I don't think Xerxes has made the most of the chances when he has started. Maybe
Yeah,
it is the case that Xerxes,
he doesn't seem that
yeah.
somebody who's able to have that sort of an impact on a game when he starts. Maybe
Mhm.
it's tired legs when he comes on later is when he is able to have a better impact against the opposition. So yeah, I think Hoyland needs to maybe continue to be given those chances, and hopefully he will play into form, as they say. So I think that will be important. What do you think will be the scoreline for this one?
Hmm. See, this game almost never ends up in a draw. In the history of last 15 games, I don't think it has ever ended up in a draw.
Yeah,
Uh, Also, Brighton almost always scores.
yeah,
I'd say it'll be a 2-1 game, 2-1 victory at home with
yeah.
Højlund scoring one and Ahmad scoring the second goal.
Yeah, I think that this one could be a 3-2 win for United. I think it will be a bit of a it will be a game where we both the team sort of launch the punches against each other and United come out winners at the end of it. And I want Hoyland to grab a goal. He is one of those who can get on a run if he starts scoring. So hopefully this can be start of a run. He gets a goal. Ahmad and Bruno grab goals as well, I think, for me.
Brilliant. Let's hope for a good contest. Let's hope that we land the first blow.
Yeah.
It hasn't been the case in the previous matches that we made some initiative against Brighton. Really hope this is the start of something new. The Brighton manager already is facing the second United manager in the same season. So let's hope Amorim has better luck than Eric Ten Hag had against Hazard.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks everyone for listening in. This has been a good one. Hopefully you like it as well. Do let us know your thoughts on how we can make this better. And yes, as always, this is our perch. Let's knock him off. Until next time, stay united.